Hi everybody, welcome back to another episode of ABS. First of all, I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in every week to watch us. You know, we've been having a lot of fun. And today is also a special day because we have another guest in the building. We love having guests here, right, Yazzie?
Of course we do. They make it so much more interesting.
Some of you guys may know him. Can you introduce yourself?
Hello, y'all. Acrown from the AMs. How y'all doing?
We're doing good, Acrown. Nice to have you here.
Thank you for having me. Thank you
He's
for
coming from, of course, the African Millennial Show.
Yes.
Can you tell a little bit about the show, and are you having fun on it? Like, what's going on?
Oh, man. Yeah, it's fun. It's definitely fun. The topics, y'all see the episodes, but yeah, the topics are definitely real. Yeah, I love the cast members. It's going good.
I want to know just from you, though, why did you decide to do it? Why did you decide to be on African Millennials?
I don't even think I thought about it. I was just like, all right, fine, I'll do it. Because, by the way, I'm also a dancer as well.
Okay.
Like, I dance, so I guess it was a way for me to also expose myself a little bit more. So, yeah.
Awesome.
So do you go all out on your natural self, your opinions and everything there? It's you?
To an extent, yes. I would say probably like 90%.
So are there so many topics you don't agree with, or?
Oh, no, definitely. Like, sometimes I have no problem disagreeing at all. Like, if everybody on the panel feels one way about something, I have no problem feeling the opposite way towards them, which I just want people to be real with themselves.
I got an opportunity to be on your yacht party. It was amazing.
That's where we first met,
yes,
actually.
It was fabulous. The food was great. And one of the things that I liked about you was I instigated a rap battle between you and Tsunami, and they actually went at it. It was like one of the best parts of, you know, I'm sure that episode will come on sooner or later. 12 p.m. on Wednesdays, it comes on.
So who you thought won that battle?
We're going to leave that. We're going to leave that for the viewers to decide who won, you know.
You can tell me after the show.
Yeah, I'll tell you
I know you don't
later.
want to hurt her feelings or anything.
But
so.
you know what? Speaking of feelings, I have to ask you what I ask every African millennial that comes on.
All right.
So who is the girl on the show that you would date?
Oh, man.
Who is the girl that can never like step in your house just because she's so annoying that the sound of her voice is just like,
Oh my God, she's going in.
And who is the guy? And who is the guy that is not allowed to watch soccer with you?
I'm going to touch on the guy first.
Okay.
I appreciate him. I got love for him.
Gosh.
I always know who he's gonna say, I think.
I can't watch it with Tayo.
I knew he was gonna say Tayo. I
Cannot
knew
watch
that.
it with Tayo. I feel like it would just
Why?
be like me and Tayo. We disagree on a lot of things, a lot. Even if we don't show it on the show, even behind the scenes, we disagree on a lot. So I feel like watching soccer will just be arguing, and I really don't want to argue watching soccer. I just want to
So are you scared of the argument, competition and stuff with Tyler?
Nah, like when I'm watching something, whether it's soccer, TV show, I just want to watch it and like call
peace.
Yeah, I don't want to.
I don't know.
That makes
I
sense.
think maybe you guys are hating on Tayo a little bit. I don't know
Well,
because
I
you're
can
the
see why
second
you would
person
think
that said that.
I would see why you think that.
Maybe he's an alpha male, hey?
I don't know, but
I
I
would
think
consider myself an alpha male too,
You
so
would.
I really wouldn't.
Intimidation going on. But, so who
Yeah.
do you have a crush on?
Yeah.
No intimidation.
All right,
Hold
yeah.
on.
On the show.
I wouldn't say I really have a crush on anybody
you have
on
to
the show.
pick.
But if I had to pick,
Yes, please.
Just to be fair, I would say Estrella because I've known her for some years, so I
Okay.
really like. I
She
know.
was here. I love her.
Oh,
I do
Yes.
too.
Okay.
But I think you're playing it safe, going with Estrella because maybe she's your friend.
I mean,
She's the only one you would want to go on a date with?
like
real?
I'm being being honest with you. I'm
Okay.
being honest
So
with
who
you.
would you not get close to
Who would I not get close to?
Yeah.
among the girls?
You. How did you phrase it? Who wouldn't I let in my house?
She was using
Yeah.
hate word. Like,
Yeah, that was a
No,
real
okay,
strong
I
one.
shouldn't use the word hate, not hate. But you know sometimes there's just some people that the sound of your voice just makes you cringe. You know that feeling? You know what I'm talking about? You know, it happens,
Yeah,
you
but
know?
you could have put him on the spot. Okay, so go
Exactly.
ahead. Who?
I mean, it's all fun. Like,
Yeah.
I love all the African millennials.
Yeah.
He does. You guys are a family. So no one should even be offended by saying this because I could say that my brother pisses me off the most in life, but I love him to death and we're still so similar, but he gets on my nerves. That happens.
All right, it's not like I wouldn't hate them coming in the house or nothing like that.
Okay.
But someone who would be like kind of
Like the tayo? Like the
yeah, like
tayo?
we kind of get on my nerves. So I won't watch soccer with the girl. I won't watch soccer with.
Okay.
It would have to probably be Francia. I
Okay.
won't watch soccer with her.
Why is that?
I just feel like she'll ask like a lot of questions. She's very inquisitive, which is good for a certain time of the day. But like sometimes I might just want to have my peace, and I feel like
That's
Okay,
That's
I can respect that.
But,
I can respect
I
that.
love her attitude though, for sure. But,
All right.
I'm so glad that you're loving her attitude, and you know who I'm not loving their attitude is the story coming up. So I'm going to hand it to you to let us know, the story. Let us know what's going on with this next.
Yes. On Sunday, the wife of the president of Zimbabwe, Grace Mugabe, allegedly assaulted a 22-year-old South African model in a hotel room in South Africa. Because story has it that the South African model, was in a hotel room with two of her sons, Grace Mugabe's sons, Robert and Chatunga. So news has it that Grace Mugabe walked into the hotel, got mad, took a cord, extension cable cord, electrical cord, and assaulted this girl. And there are pictures all over the internet. It's been blowing the internet. And she has been charged to court for assault. On Tuesday, she was supposed to be in court for assault, but she didn't show up. And she's also still in South Africa. That's what news says. We don't know if she has left the country or not. So the girl was assaulted in the forehead, and it was terrible.
That's
That
it right there. Ooh.
Yeah.
That
it
looks
was terrible.
bad.
That's
That
the
looks
thing.
like she's gonna need stitches.
Yeah,
Like,
and
oh
she-
my God! And in her hair,
Wow.
Her hair, she had all
and
the
the girl
injuries.
is so beautiful.
Because news has it that she was,
Whooping her with something
Yeah,
deep.
so-
So she is the president of
the wife
the wife.
of the president of Zimbabwe,
Okay.
Robert Mugabe. Her name is Grace Mugabe, and there's a lot of
And
controversies
this
going on right
this
now.
incident happened not in
Just
Zimbabwe
a couple
though,
of
but
days away. In South
in
Africa.
South Africa.
Yeah, exactly.
So she caught her sons with this woman.
With this woman, yeah. She's a model, a popular South African model, a young girl who, very beautiful, and her body, her looks is what sells,
I'm sorry.
and now her face is damaged.
I'm sorry, how old is her sons?
20s, they're also in their 20s,
They're in
early
their 20s.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, so
Okay.
I saw this picture and I read the story and everything. And I know we probably don't have all the facts right now, but I have so many questions.
Me too.
Like I have so many questions. First of all, how did she even know that this was going on? Are you going through your son's phones? Like, do you have an informant? Like, how did you know that your two sons are in a hotel room with another girl? And if anybody needs to be beaten, supposed to be these two guys,
Right?
doing the nasty with this girl. You know
But
what I
let's
mean?
wait,
not
she
jump to
caught them. She
conclusions.
caught them.
It doesn't say that she caught them
Oh,
in a
okay.
sexual
Yeah,
act,
but the
does
thing
it?
is, people in power have their ways with information. She's
So she
been,
could've-
her husband has been the president since 1980. In fact, since they gained independence,
What?
they have been in power, although
That's,
they got
that's a
married in
king. That's a
1987.
king right there,
Wait,
not a president.
1980.
Wait, the president of Zimbabwe
Robert
has been a
Mugabe.
president since 1987?
Yes, sir.
He's a king.
That
That's not
doesn't
a
sound like a
president.
democracy. Yeah, that
I don't
doesn't
think
sound
it
like.
is.
That's a king right there.
Okay.
Like,
No, I don't
you're
think
not
you
a
don't think
No,
president.
they
I agree
actually
with
do
you.
elections. They do
Oh,
elections.
okay. But he was
People
winning
But
vote.
he
all of
doesn't
them?
want to.
I don't know if it's fair, the elections, but I know there's a lot of, autocracy in that country.
Wow.
They're subjected
Yeah,
to
that
do
doesn't
anything they want.
sound. That doesn't
So
sound normal.
that's the power right there.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
has a lot
Yeah.
of power.
Yeah.
Not even to leave the office.
This situation happened in South Africa.
Yes.
Right.
This is what I want to tell the young girl. You have to sue. And if South Africa is anything like America, then they're going to go to court. And if found guilty, then
Yeah.
something needs to be done.
Technically,
is-
she could
the
press
thing is,
charges.
Something needs to be done
for that.
because nobody should be above the law.
Yeah,
Nobody,
yeah.
not her,
You know-
not the president, not nobody. This happened in South Africa.
You-
This is a young girl. Like, can you imagine if this is your sister? And it's like that happened to her. I would have been so furious right now. Like,
The
it's
thing is,
crazy.
there's so many dimensions to this topic, because right now, South Africa and Zimbabwe, they share borders. They have a
Okay.
lot of diplomatic ties. And the kids are not underage. The woman, which is the wife of the president, allegedly bit the girl. So we don't know.
When you said the kids
Abuse
are
of power.
underage,
They're not.
They're not
underage. They're in
underage.
their early 20s.
Yes.
So we don't know if they were caught in the act or whatever really happened down there. But we're hearing right now that they're trying to work on getting diplomatic immunity for the wife of the president.
This girl needed 14 stitches.
What
14?
Yes.
What baffles me the most about this story is that as first lady of a country, people look up to you. You're supposed to set an example, and violence is never an answer. Like, as African women, we're already battling, like, you know, let's be honest, in Africa, they're always telling women to sit down. Like, we're already battling feminism in Africa still till date, you know what I mean? So for you to be a woman and to be the first lady and to promote domestic violence, I'm just so disappointed. This is, it's not okay, nothing justifies it. I do not think they should grant them diplomatic immunity. No, not at all.
I think it was wrong, completely wrong. But what I'm gaining from this whole thing is the power corrupts a good mind. So you say he's been the president since
1980. He got married to her in 1987, and she became, you know, the first lady. So prior to that, he had a wife, right? She was his secretary, and they were having an affair.
All right. So with that all being said, that means she's been the first lady for some years, for
over 20 years.
Over 20 years.
And she's also politically, you know, vibrant. She's expressed her political ambitions. She wants to be the vice president. Actually,
she has power. She has power too. So she probably, by doing that, she probably knew for a fact that she can get away with this. There's a lot of things that people do and they know they could probably get away with this, because in her head she's probably thinking first lady compared to a model. What are they gonna do? Just like, you know, I'm sorry to bring this up, how cops are killing random people on the street. Cops are probably thinking that, you know, they're above the law, they can get away with it. So that is a true example of abuse of power right there.
I just have a big issue when people really take power into their own hands. Yes, okay, let's say, you know, she heard that something was going down in that hotel room with this young girl. There's a way to do things. There's a proper way to do things. You're not supposed to get an electric cord, first of all, walk into the hotel room. That means you really thought about this. Like, it's not like an immediate action. You really thought about this. On your way there,
and I'm gonna beat her butt.
You are?
And now she...
If you were the girl?
No, she's saying.
Okay.
And now this girl needed 14 stitches all over her body.
And you know,
so sad.
This is why sometimes, you know, they say, you know, mother-in-laws this. What right does she even have to do that?
No,
these boys are over 18. They are grown adults. I'm not sure of the ages, but I think it's 20 and 22. Maybe I'm wrong, but anyone above 18, come on, like, they have the right. And what did the boys say? Like, what have the boys said about this?
We've not heard from the guys.
Do they have any balls? How do you stand there and watch your mom be... I'm not even just going to jump to the conclusion that they were in a sexual act. I'm not going to. But, you know, even if you're in a hotel room with your female friend, how can you just let your mom do this to her?
And if you're going to drag anybody, drag your own kid.
Yeah, drag your kid out.
You know what this goes back to how some women will fight, like, their boyfriend cheats on them, how someone will fight the woman
instead of the man.
Yeah.
That goes back. I don't know what the mentality behind that is, because she's probably, I'm not saying this how she's like, this is what she's thinking, but she's probably thinking, oh, you're trying to corrupt and you're trying to use my sons.
But your sons are the ones that need to be careful. They should not be in a hotel room. They should be in Zimbabwe. They should be home.
He's making a great point about the focus, because some people, when we have issues like that, we tend to focus on the wrong thing. Like, if a girl meets her boyfriend cheating with another girl, who is she supposed to put the blame on or react to? It's supposed to be the girl or the guy.
Even if that girl knew that your boyfriend was in a relationship, your fight should still be with the boyfriend.
The girl has unless the girl is your friend, which rarely happens. But if the girl is not your friend, you have no right. Maybe she didn't even know about you. Maybe she didn't even know you existed.
So Yazzie, being that you're the only girl in this table right now, if you were the model, what would you do? What's the next step? How would you attend to this? Starting from the moment she walked into the room and started assaulting you, what would you do?
There's two things that will happen. There's Yazzie Stush and there's Yasmin. Now Yasmin,
she's gonna tell us.
Yasmin would have just let her beat. I would just let her beat me. I'm not even hitting her back because I'm gonna sue the crap out of you after. But I don't know if the law. I don't know if.
What if she hurt your eyes or something? You know, you lost some sense organs.
You know, whatever. I'm not telling you how you should behave or whatever the case might be.
But you're right. But I would let her get the best of me. I would let her injure me so I could sue. That's what Yasmin would do.
That's a risk.
Yeah, I mean, you fight back, but you fight back in a
You
smart
gonna
way.
fight back?
Yasmin.
A little bit?
Yazzie Stush. Hey! Yazzie Stush now. Yazzie Stush, let me tell you something. As much as I'm African and I have my African values, I'm a very respectful young lady. I respect my elders, but I also believe that there's some elders that cross the line like this. Once you walked into the room and you hit me, now you just put yourself from, this is me. This is how I look at you. Because you're this guy's mother and you're also the first lady.
Yeah.
Right? The minute you hit me, the first time, you went down to just his mother. Now that after you went down his mother, you hit me again. Right now, you've just gone down to my level because you've put your hands on me more than once and you don't even know me. So you know what Yazzie Stush is gonna do? Yazzie Stush that was raised in New York City, I'm gonna beat the hell out of your ass.
Wow.
So
I don't care if you landed how old you are. Like, I have this thing, even in a relationship, a woman shouldn't touch a man shouldn't touch a woman. Why are you touching me?
Physically,
Yeah.
right?
Why couldn't you walk in and say, hey, what's going on? Like, what's your name? What are you doing here? Why are you not home with your mom? That's what a
Especially-
sensible adults would do.
Yes, and
You
especially
use the
for
word
her.
sensible. Sorry, bro. You use the word sensible, but you know some people have a very short temper. Some people are very quick to react physically, and psychology explains that. So what are you gonna do about that? If you're dating somebody who's abusive physically, not all the time, but you know,
Their parents or the person themselves is
it
abusive?
could be the person, it could be the parents.
Well, if I had an abusive boyfriend and he hit me once, I would give him a second chance. Second chance, I'm out the door. If you hit me a second time, I'm not gonna let it happen again because, you know, like they say, you're not gonna fool me 3 times. If
Yeah,
you fool me
bro.
3 times, then I'm the fool. So I mean, they say people show you, you really should leave even when they hit you the first time. You really should.
To be
Because
fair.
people show you their true colors. But you know, sometimes you're a little too invested. I'm being realistic. Most people do not leave after the first hit, especially if you're invested, you know. But second time, I'm out the door. So
I have a question. I'm sorry. This like, do you think she would have done that if she was in the position she was in?
No, she would do that. It's not.
Who,
I don't
the
feel
girl or
like
the
it's
the
the
lady?
position. It's just the mentality of these parents
Of
and these
this
African
African
parents.
mentality.
And I'm
I
so
agree.
disgusted about this story. I have a real problem with this story, and I feel like this lady, if you're watching right now, you need to sue. You need to fight this.
But
This
we
needs to be an example, like of people taking decision into their own hands. She could have died. Can we
anything
talk?
can happen.
This
No,
lady
yeah,
could have
you're
died.
right.
yeah,
She could've
you know,
died.
forget that she
Anything
could
could
have died. What you said is that she's a model. This is how she makes her money. That's
yeah.
gonna be a scar.
right.
Yeah.
She's gonna have to get some sort of plastic surgery. They might have to take like a skin graft from another part of her body and put it over there to cover it up. And that's gonna cost her money.
That's
It might
really
affect her
sad.
self-esteem. It can affect her work.
Yeah, what's
Diplomatic immunity. I
Yeah.
don't like that phrase.
That's
No,
what's
no,
happening.
not against you, but the whole idea, diplomatic immunity. The way I look at it is, a person can get away with so
Anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like
Damn,
you kill somebody and
They're
they get away
slipping
with
a
it.
little money here
Yeah.
and there, and they let it go.
You know
I
why?
don't want this
You
issue
know why?
to go away at all.
You
I
know
want her
why?
to
Because
fight.
this happened in South Africa, right?
Yes.
And they're from Zimbabwe, right?
Yes.
Now, if we're having South Africa against Zimbabwe, I want to talk realistic now. If we're having South Africa versus the First Lady of Zimbabwe, it now becomes South Africa versus Zimbabwe, and that creates a strong
It does.
Yeah.
cultural
It can.
tension.
Problem.
Forget
Yeah.
country tension, and
Political,
there's a lot of politics.
everything.
And you said they're right there. It's not good for 2 countries to be right this close to each other and have that much issues with each other.
Her
So
injuries look horrible.
yeah, I know, I get it, and I'm gonna be real with you. The way South Africa's probably looking at it, they're probably thinking to themselves, "All right, this is just one model.
We could
That
sweep it under the carpet,
make it
you
right.
We
know?
could move. No, I'm not saying it makes it. It's terribly wrong. But I'm just saying from a realistic and political standpoint, that's how they're gonna go about things. They're gonna look at it from a stand. They might compensate her. They might.
That's
find
what they're gonna do, and I don't want them to
Yeah,
do that.
they're gonna compensate her, and
But
they're
you
gonna
know
be like,
what?
"All right,
I just might have a little faith in the South African,
Yeah.
system. Just because I'm reading an article, I don't know how true it is, but the article that I'm reading is saying that they've banned her. Well, they don't know if she's left or not, but they've alerted like border control, and
Border
she's
Not to let her
she's
go.
not supposed to leave.
Yes.
So that kind of means that. I have faith in this. At least they're even holding her for questioning, as in some African countries where that wouldn't even get to happen. They would just get away with it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, let's see. I doubt they'll put her in jail
Nah, I don't think they'll put her
for
in jail.
it. But I mean, at least if she's able to do community service, you know. I mean, I'm just speaking realistically.
I'm imagining the wife of the president of Zimbabwe doing community service.
I'm just speaking realistically because.
But if we want to be realistic, South Africa has been through a whole lot. I think they just recently got there. They were like one of the last
1990, just like
recently got there.
Years ago.
So they might want to tread lightly. So don't be surprised if she gets away clean with this, because they might want to tread lightly on the situation. They might. Who knows what type of benefits they're probably getting from Zimbabwe? Let's say they have a mutual, agreement.
They of course have a mutual.
Yeah, they have a mutual.
They do.
Now we're gonna have to cut this mutual agreement down because of one model. That's how they're
at some point you need to separate business. They probably have like a business relationship.
No, for them it's probably more than business. It's probably the living condition of South Africa, of the people. I'm not saying this is what it is, but they're probably looking at, all right, the living condition of South Africa, what the resources we get from them, we might have to compromise that for one model.
Yeah, but we have
That's why I just don't want y'all to be disappointed.
I understand what you're saying. I get it. But we have wrong and we have right. What this lady did is so wrong on so many different levels. And she needs to be held. I don't care if you're the president of the I don't care. All of that, I don't care. Somebody's health is at stake here. Like, you went and you beat the hell out of this girl. She did nothing to you. You need to be held accountable for your actions. Right. I don't care if the president is I don't care. Something needs to be done.
And I like what Charlie said, and I think it's so true. And I hope that other older African people that hear this story, it sinks in. I really don't think it was a matter of abuse of power. I'm just looking at our African community. A lot of African parents feel like they have so much control over their kids, even when their kids are married.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? And it's about time you let your kid go. Like, your kid is over 18. You have to let them be. You can't sit there and control every aspect of your kids' lives. From some of them trying to control. And thank God my parents have never been like this. But I've seen some parents try to control from who you date to what school you go to, even what career. I've heard parents say, I'm not paying for your college if you're gonna do this, or if you're like, you know what I mean? So this really is a sign for African parents, is like, let your child be an adult. Like, we might make some mistakes along the way, but just be there to guide us instead of trying to take control. And what if she suffered brain damage? What if this was your daughter?
Died.
How would she feel if someone did this to her daughter? That person would have been in jail already if this was her daughter. African mother-in-laws, especially on the husband's side, have a bad reputation. That's what, remember, of being evil. Like, everyone says that, my mother-in-law.
If you watch all the Nollywood movies, you'll see.
But it is true too.
You'll see like they're so wicked and evil, and it's just like, not all mothers-in-laws are like that, by the way.
I think not all, but most are like that. I think sometimes, they just get so obsessed with their children. They always feel like, oh no, I know what's best for my child.
But you know what? They don't even do that with their daughters, though. They do mainly with their sons.
Yeah. And then normally the dad is like that with the daughter. You know what I mean? The African community a little bit. They normally, if you have a dad that's like a hands-on dad, that's like, because you have different types of dads. You have dads that will just financially make sure you're okay. They're always working. They're not really home a lot. Mom takes care of everything because dad is so busy. And then you have the dads that really, no matter how busy they are, they stay hands-on with the kids. And I feel like normally they get more invested with the daughters, and then the mothers just get so. It's like, come and marry him yourself. Come and hang out with him in the hotel room yourself.
You said it's got nothing to do with abuse of power. I think to a certain extent it does have, because history and research has it that in 2009 she was in China, and there was a press, a media personality who was trying to take photos of her, a British guy, and she punched him in the face.
Oh, so she's a violent person then.
She's a violent person.
I don't know if
Look
it's
at
ego.
who she's married to.
Right?
Come on.
Mugabe.
Mind you, she's 52 years old. She's 52. Her husband is 90.
Yeah,
over 90 years old. Yeah.
They're about 93,
so she's
95.
probably running the husband. She's probably the one, especially if she was the secretary.
She's hungry for power. Like, she has signified an interest in the politics right now. She has been trying to persuade the president to name his successor. I don't even understand the system of government they're practicing in that country. Because she wants to be the next president of Zimbabwe.
This might be a good thing then.
How can someone who's even 92 run a country?
That's the thing.
Funny enough,
he was in an interview, And I think it's a Africa Union interview, and a lady asked him, "Sir, you about 90 plus now. Don't you think it's time to retire?"
Why does
And
he
you know what he
retire?
said?
Why are you not
He said,
retiring?
"Tell the queen
To retire.
to retire.
But the difference
When
with
she does, I will."
the difference with the queen, she
That's
doesn't
how
do
he is.
anything.
And you know
she
what
doesn't. The queen doesn't English. She doesn't
Run,
do
she
anything.
doesn't run the country.
Yeah, she doesn't run. She's just the queen. She's
There's a prime minister.
there's
That
a pro-
runs
And
yeah.
you know the thing I noticed about Mugabe, there's a lot of,
Mugabe, yeah.
there's a lot of memes about him. He has a response to everything.
Everything.
Like every issue, he's gonna relate it to some weird situation.
He
I'm
chased
waiting.
all
I'm
the white
waiting
He's
to
a
people
see
away from
how.
dictator.
Zimbabwe.
I'm waiting
He's a
to-
dictator.
I'm
not a
waiting to
president.
see how
So.
he's gonna relate
Respond
certain
to
issues
this.
to this issue. There's other government sources that are saying that there is absolutely no way that this lady will be arrested. And this is what I want to tell the young people in South Africa or even in Zimbabwe or whatever the case might be. This is how change starts. Gather yourself up, come up with something, rallies,
Maybe a
protests.
protest. Yeah.
We protest here in this country.
Peaceful protest,
Peaceful
though.
protest. Do
It's
something
easier
because
said than done,
because
though.
I understand it's
Yeah, but
easy,
somebody
but
has
somebody
to
has to start it.
Right.
Somebody did it.
You're right.
Those three individuals that started Black Lives Matter or whatever somebody has to start it. Somebody had a dream, So somebody has to. So
I really
the people
wanna
in
know
South
what the Suns
Africa
gotta
and
say.
other countries need to stand
Yeah,
up for
I
I'm
wanna see the
surprised
end
that
of
the
these,
Suns
though.
haven't
I
said
wanna-
anything.
They haven't said anything.
This is how I looked at it. The way you guys explained it to me, this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking she walked in, she saw her sons having sex with this one girl, and then she just flipped out.
It has to be
According
sex
to
because
the
it cannot
story-
be reading the Bible.
According to the girl's story, they were not in the act.
About
She even said she was in the opposite room, something
Okay.
like that, a different room. That
So what
just
were they
some
doing
hanging
there?
out, just
What were
hanging
they
out.
doing?
Wait,
Angel,
so the
that's
girl
her
said
name.
she was in a different room. She
Yeah,
wasn't in the same
Gabriella
room as the
Angel. She
boys.
said she
No,
was
the
in the
opposite
same room with them
room.
at
The
that
opposite,
moment, like
right.
the opposite room.
Room.
And then
Like
That
you're,
was the side of
you're
the
in that
room.
corner and I'm in this corner.
Grace Mugabe came in with bodyguards and
mess.
she was, raged and angered.
Wait, shouldn't the
so
bodyguards-
wait,
started
the
reacting.
bodyguards control the
girl is in one
situation?
corner by herself.
Yes,
but
that's
she
what
was
she said.
naked.
That's what she said.
She was
I
naked
don't
in
know
a
if she
corner
was
by
in clothes.
herself, and the two boys were in a separate corner.
Yeah, that's what she
I
said.
wonder what they're about to do.
I wonder
Play
if the two
football?
boys were doing something together because I don't
Nah,
understand
I
why
mean, they're
she walked.
brothers.
No,
so
the brothers now.
They're probably,
come
she was
on.
probably stripping for them or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
This
you
is-
want to know what's crazy?
This
In
is
another,
embarrassing, honestly. Like a whole president's wife, she should be
Yeah.
embarrassed. If this story is true, I'm sorry. You should be embarrassed. Like, come on, who does that? A
Well,
whole
we can also look at it from the mother's
First
point
lady?
of view. Like she was saying, like a mother's point of view, the African mother thing, and
Yeah, it is.
how they like to think of
Yeah,
the culture.
But still, it doesn't
but your
give you
son
that
has,
excuse.
He has eyes.
in fact,
he has a head.
some
He has
mothers
a
will
nose.
beat the son.
Yeah,
they'll
that's
beat
what
the
she
son.
should have done.
They'll
She-
beat the
that's
son.
what she should have
They'll
done.
be like, you here with
Because
this girl?
Someone else's daughter.
You're corrupted. Like they'll
But
just.
they're two
Because
brothers
if-
messing with the same girl. If
if-
that's the truth, if that's what they were
That's
doing.
You know,
speaks
you want to
some-
hear
that
something
says
funny?
something about them
you know
as
what's, You know
well.
what's funny?
A mess.
In another universe, aka another country, it will be the sons that will probably get backlash because they'll feel like, especially
Two
in
guys
America.
doing one girl.
Yeah, two guys, one
brothers.
girl. They'll think automatically rape. They'll be like, oh, that's rape automatically.
You know what's funny is that's what shows that this girl isn't lying. Because if she was trying to extort them or do something, she
wouldn't
could have
say
said
that.
that.
Yeah.
She could have said they were in there raping her. Like,
Oh,
who,
yeah,
who
that
would
coulda-
know what
that
was
coulda-
true
that coulda flipped
and
real
what is
easily.
not true? It's her word against the two guys' words. So, I mean, this just shows that maybe what she is saying is true. Because all she's saying is, I was in there. She's admitting that I was in there. I was in there with the two of them. I was on another side of the room. And, I mean, for the woman to walk in her son's hotel room with bodyguards says it all.
Hold on, she had
went
keys
there to
and
get
everything.
it popping.
She had.
You know what I
This
mean?
conversation, and after this conversation, I'm still going to follow this story because,
Yeah,
like,
we have
now
to.
I'm invested in this. I want to know what happened, who, why, where, like, what's going on. Like, the girl needs to give me something more to work with here as well. Like,
And I
what
heard
is
that the lawyer who's gonna sue
Represent-
represent the girl is the same lawyer who was for the government against Oscar Pistorius. I don't know if you guys knew about Oscar Pistorius. He was an athlete then in South Africa, and there was a case of murder.
He killed his girlfriend or his wife.
he killed his girlfriend. So that was a very big case. It was
Yeah,
really
it was.
big.
I remember we heard he just served a short time, right?
Very short time. A lot of people were not happy about it. Like, why? Is it because it's a celebrity? That's the problem we're having about these people in power.
Celebrities have power too,
because these
yeah.
people in power, most times when they do the bad thing, they don't treat them the same way they treat the people who are not popular, who are not successful.
Yeah, and I don't want to hear that diplomatic immunity. That's some BS to cover what she did. What is that supposed to mean? So if she kills somebody, we're gonna give her an immunity? What is this? Are we?
crazy,
No,
man.
it's
Politics
It's
is
not
crazy.
right. It doesn't make it right.
Politics is not about moral. That's the thing. A lot of people think that, you know, we hold politicians to a certain standard where they have to be morally right. And so, politicians are not about moral. They're all about themselves and what works for them. Although they do, I guess, work for the people, but it's more or less what we can do for ourselves first, and then we'll give the people whatever we have left over. So
and it's not supposed to be so.
It's not, but that's how you
when
know.
you're in power and too much responsibilities placed on you, you're supposed to be there to serve the people.
Yes.
That's the reason why you're there in the first place. So a lot of people in politics, they don't even know, they don't have the goal. They don't really know why they want to be in power. They're just hungry for power.
And Debbie, the girl's name is
Angels.
Gabriella Angels. That's
her mother
Angels with an E.
Yes.
Angels.
Her mother came out and said this quote. The mother said, "I just want justice for my daughter. It's not about money. It's not about it's about justice. She attacked my child for no reason." And I definitely agree with this statement. Go for it. Fight. If you need my help, I mean, you could get my plane ticket. I'm coming there and I'll help you fight, because this is not right. This is not right at all. Something needs to be done, definitely.
And you know, as we all know that, you know, every political system has its, you know, its negative side. A lot of, you know, systems might be corrupt to a certain point. But I hope that this really sheds light on just the African political system, and it's not fair. She needs to be held accountable for this crime. I mean, the age difference alone, you're about 30-something, like over 30 years older than this girl. Probably old enough maybe even to be her grandmother this day and age, or her mom, or whatever. I mean, you need to set an example, and attacking her is just not, it's just not right.
Off the limit.
Yes, it's just not right.
And I really have a question about the sons, because in all honesty, if I'm just stuck on the sons.
What would you do if your sister comes home with bruises like this?
Exactly.
I mean, God forbid, first of all. God, it would be so much I would want to do, but I feel like in a situation like this, you really have to play it smart, because you know, sometimes the reaction is going there, guns blazing, going there like, I mean, I'm not gonna go over there and start, you know, beating up the
you can't even get access to her.
I can't even get near her.
You want to know why, like what's going on.
Whatever legal route I can take, I will take it. You know what I'm saying? I do feel like her sons may have to catch the fade, but yeah, like her sons might have to get.
If she was secretary and manipulated this man to leave his wife, number one.
Well, he lost his wife. She died.
Oh, she died.
Oh, she died at the time.
Before the wife died, they were having an affair.
Oh.
And then she married her after the wife died.
Yep, and became the first lady.
Okay, but he's 92. I don't know them well, but I'm kind of getting the gist that this woman is probably controlling this man, because he's 92.
So you feel like he doesn't have much strength to really do
I don't think so, and I don't think that even the sons do. They're probably like petrified of their mom. You know what I mean? They're probably,
so she probably wanted the country then.
Because how can you stand back and the two of you stand back and watch your mom hurt her
that's what I'm saying. Like,
I mean,
the girl
you
had
could
to
have just
try
stopped
to
it.
escape the
like,
whole
God forbid,
thing. After getting so much lash, she had to run out of the room. Like, really?
Yeah, that means they all stood back with the bodyguards and everyone. That goes to show how much power she has.
Your mom was wilding out like that. Let's say, you know, your mom was wilding out.
God bless her soul. I lost my mom 2 years ago, but my
Sorry
mom
to
never.
hear that.
Sorry to hear that.
Thank you.
But just to go back to the story, what happened was the girl was in the hotel room waiting for the two sons to come to the hotel room.
Wait, so that was her hotel room?
So she, you know, I don't know the conversation before, but she
so
was.
The boys were not.
The boys were in there. She was waiting for the boys to come into the hotel room, and while she was waiting, here comes the two boys' mother, which was this lady, walking in with an electric cord.
So now we're hearing two stories.
So now we're hearing two different.
Because that's another blog.
No, yes, but according to
so she walked in with the cord, or she took it from the room.
Yeah, according to this source.
Hold
on. So according to this source, what she said, what the young lady said, the model said was she was in the hotel room waiting for the two guys to come in for whatever meeting they were supposed to have. So while waiting, the first lady walks in with an electric cord and started beating the crap out of her.
Yeah.
So the sons never came.
The sons was not there, according to what I was reading right now.
Well,
Is that from
the
Independence Code that
okay. I don't know what to
believe. Why were the two sons gonna have? What were they gonna do?
We have no idea what the intention was for them to come in the hotel, but according to what she was just waiting for them to.
Hypothetically speaking, let's say they're friends, right?
Yes.
Hypothetically.
Yes.
But my problem is two different sources. These are two different sources. That means that prior to this, the mother
had
the
to
mother
know something.
Yeah, she had known something.
She had knowledge.
She had knowledge about it. How she got the knowledge is that's the scary part.
I don't believe this blog that you're reading.
Right, different stories.
I could be wrong, but my opinion, they're trying to cover up for the sons now.
Yeah.
I mean, as I always say, most media is paid. Most media is paid.
Well, this
and
is
you have
quoted,
to try
it's
to.
Quoted. This is what she said. It's different when sources are
but
saying
it's also quoted.
But it's easy for me to say, Charlie. Hey, I quote Charlie said this, that, and the third. But you
but not
said
every especially
like
if it's a .org or something.
Because
this is from the Guardian. It's an African news.
Because what he's saying is also saying the girl said, just like what you're saying. I don't know what's true and what's not true. But if I had to pick one, I would say that the one you read is not right, only because I feel like they might be trying to protect the image of the sons, of the boys. That's just how I see it. Maybe I'm wrong.
As that at all. I don't see it as they're trying to cover the sons.
Because it makes no sense.
Story, this is what I get from the story, even with this one and with that one. What I get from the story is the young lady did nothing wrong.
Let's because it makes
that's what I get from the story.
But it makes no sense. Like she would just walk in a room and beat a girl that's just sitting in the room doing nothing.
It would make sense.
Not
Let me tell you why.
One better question: how did she get the keys to the hotel?
Let me tell you. There goes the power thing. You can get access to everything,
Yes.
There goes the power thing. But according to the girl, when the lady walked in, she didn't know who she was. At that moment, she said she had no idea who this woman was. All she knew was she was coming towards her with an electric cord and started beating the crap out of her. So from the both stories that I read, it says the girl did nothing wrong. So the girl is the victim here, and she did nothing wrong. And we have to just blame the parents. The son did nothing wrong. They're both adults.
So it sounds like maybe the sons arranged some type of meeting with the girl.
I think it was a setup. It sounds to me like it was a setup.
To get the girl beat up for?
It was a setup because, let me tell you why it was a setup. Because at that particular time, that particular moment, how did the lady know this was going on? You know what I mean? How did you know I was in this hotel room? You know what I mean? So it was a plan. You thought about it. You went to purchase an electric cord or plugged it out of somewhere to beat the crap out of me. It's like I would have felt set up.
So what you mean is it was premeditated for the mom to come and beat the girl.
Yes.
Okay.
But New York Times has also carried the story, and they didn't exclude the boys. They said almost the same thing that was in the Guardian magazine, and talked about how she went. The girl said she was supposed to meet with those guys in the hotel, and she was in the hotel room. But she wasn't. She didn't say they were in the room.
Exactly, it's the same thing.
I'm talking about the model. The model said the guys were in the hotel, in the opposite room or something. I don't know. Maybe they had an arrangement.
And it's
so how the mom got to know about it is what we are still trying to understand.
And it's also a good idea to read other sources as well to kind of figure out
so
the
the
middle
boys
ground.
were not in the. They were in the next. They were in the same hotel, but in the next room of the hotel.
That's what the lady confirms. The model. That's what she
but
said.
So then
I
what
feel like
you're
as
saying
the
was
consumer,
right.
but even whether it was right or wrong, as the consumers, yes, the media will do whatever, but it's our responsibility to focus on what was going on. To me, I don't even care whether the guys were in the room or not. Something went down. What went down?
And
Somebody was
justice.
beaten. Why?
If that is what really happened, then I don't think this immunity or whatever it's called.
BS.
Could it be that maybe the girl said something to get the mom upset?
Why was the mom there in the first
what
place?
we all reading,
See, this
she
is the
walked
bad
in
thing
like
about
the boss.
Why was she there in the first place?
This is the bad thing about
there?
stories. Stories get altered as they go on. As T Money tells me a story, I tell the story back to you, and
By the time it gets
added as it goes along.
Yeah, but we've seen
the main point,
and we've discussed it here, where people will come out and speak and will still be like, oh, they're lying. But people will come in front of and be like, they're lying. So now I'm coding to it's a lie. It's
you're
like
talking about you're
talking about the Usher thing.
Because I said I don't
will
believe.
stand in front of the camera
I don't believe.
and spill their heart out. We'll be like they're lying. Now that we're coding to it's a lie. So I feel like we just need to focus on what was going on. We have evidence of bruises. Like I said before, over 14 stitches. Something went down. Electric cord was involved.
I don't even want to look at it.
It's
so
disgusting.
Can you imagine as a female,
she's
probably going to have difficulty washing her hair for the next 3 months. So, something just as simple as washing your hair.
What about the emotional part
That's what I'm saying. Like that's something so
She'll
simple.
be paranoid.
She can't. She looks like she has colored hair. She can't color her hair for the next 3 to 6 months. This affects her career. This affects her mentally, emotionally.
Listen,
they're most likely shame.
She looks like an accident victim. It's so painful,
You have like
I don't
heard
think
this
the sons
girl.
were there,
Now
man,
every
for
time
that.
she sees an older woman with an electric cord, she gonna be running.
So
Like-
we just had older women walking around with electric cars and
if
everything.
I was her, every time I see an older woman, I'm like, geez, like,
It's
I'm
not even with an
paranoid.
electrical cord. Every time I see an older woman, dark skin,
Approaching
dressed
me.
like that, I would run. I'd be
I was like,
like,
all right, see ya right there. You know what I mean? 'Cause
She's
like,
traumatized. She's traumatized.
traumatized. You
Traumatized.
traumatized the little girl.
I'm sorry, y'all. Where was the sons? Like, I mean, like, your
I
mom,
wanna know, too.
Yeah, it's like your mom beating on this girl. And I'd be like, no,
Exactly.
mom, stop. Like, I would have to, like, and then I'm thinking about the bodyguards. Allegedly, they were
No,
there
the
too.
bodyguards can't do nothing. But the sons,
Because-
just
no,
like
no.
you say, at least they should be able to stop their mom.
Yeah, you're right.
And for her to hurt this girl like this, the sons better look like Idris Alba or Kofi Siriboy or like the guys has to be like, you know what I mean?
Acrown, right?
Oh,
Yes,
Acrown.
You know what I
yes.
mean?
Or T-Money.
What do you
They need to
think?
look this good,
Like
right?
it has to match the situation.
mean-
If your guys are over here looking like who did it and why, then we have a problem.
But you gotta
But
understand.
judging from
that-
Mugabe, do you
the
think
money,
the sons,
that
in fact, let me
power,
look for
that
these
power,
boys.
that
Let me
money.
check their faces and know what they
Yeah,
look
we
like.
Yeah, that
should
money.
have
No, they
them.
better
probably-
be looking
no,
like-
No, you have to understand. Despite, all right, let's say I'm not saying look should have anything to do with this, but let's say they're not the ideal look or whatever. But you have to understand, she was probably ready to do whatever with them or hang out with them because of the position that they're in and that money. And she's a model, probably trying to really skyrocket or whatever.
Or she was trying to just get her groove on.
Yeah, probably just trying to get their groove on.
Yeah.
I'm also just
Oh, that's
seeing,
the son. That's one of the sons.
I'm just also seeing an
They
article
better look
saying
like
that
yes
they.
and when. Because if they don't,
Oh my God!
then it's a problem.
Oh my God!
That's them?
They don't even look.
They don't
good.
even look that good.
we're gonna show you guys the picture because I don't understand what's
This guy
going
doesn't
on.
look like he can speak English.
Oh my God! They look like Young Thug and Little Uzi.
Yeah.
If that's what she's into, then great.
No, but that's
Look at this model, man.
So what do you guys
I'm
think the
disappointed.
lesson here should
Can
be
I
for
get a
her?
picture of the model without the
Choose
injury?
wisely. Choose guys like T-Money.
What do you guys
And
think the
Acrown.
lesson should be?
And Charlie.
Have friends that will have your back. You know what I mean?
Right. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
I don't want to jump to the conclusion that it was a sexual thing. I don't want to jump
Right.
to that conclusion that it was, especially if they weren't even in the room. Then who knows what
Maybe
was
they just
really.
finished the first round, you know?
I love you, but I feel like it was sexual. Listen, if
Let's-
it wasn't sexual, you could have met those two boys at the library or at church or somewhere.
Why
But
not?
to meet them in
She
the,
made
in the
a point-
hotel.
she made a
I
point
think the
about-
lesson here
What about
is-
the friends, though? What about the friends?
I just feel like you should have friends that have your back no matter what. Friends that can stand up for you.
And text you, be
friends
like,
that-
girl.
Friends that can be like, Ma, no, stop. Like, this is not right. Friends that can, like, you have
You
gotta
feel
have
like-
friends that
Are
have
you
your back.
talking from her side or from the
You
the
think her
boy's
friend
side
should
or
have
the mom's
stopped
side?
her
Or
from
for-
going
I'm saying
to?
that I'm saying that the sons should have stopped their mom from doing this.
Oh, so
That's what I'm
hypothetically,
saying.
if they were
I'm just
friends,
saying
we're
that
assuming.
even if she had a sexual relationship with them, like whatever the relationship was, you need to be around people that are gonna back you up. It makes no sense. I know a kid that was riding a jet ski with coworkers, fell into the water and died. And that baffles me because I can't swim and I go jet skiing with people all the time. When I fall in the water, they all come and rescue me. Apparently he was with coworkers and they all stood there and watched.
Well, the new
There
thing
was
is
this
Because
people
the
gonna
coworkers
record-
don't care
they're gonna
about you
record.
as much as I'm not gonna get in the water with
Artist
anyone.
who
It's the
lost
same
his life
thing.
Trying to save his girlfriend from a situation
That's
like
true.
that.
Okay, but that
That
goes
was
to
bad.
show that you
People
care
record.
about the person.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
I
saying. That
understand.
she needs to make sure that she's surrounded, but she needs to. I don't know what the situation is, so we can't talk too much. But whatever the situation is, even if she was prostituting, let's just say she shouldn't have been there alone. Like she should have had somebody to cover her back, especially if these are high-profile kids. You
All right, so
can't
let
just
me-
be around
Let
them.
me ask you a question. You had a friend, right? She's about to go meet with the president.
The son
the
of
son
the
of the
president.
president.
You
and
would
she's
tell her
like,
not to
no,
go.
like she's bragging. She's like, yo, yes, I'm about to meet them. You know,
Chatunga,
we about to.
Robert
Don't worry,
Mugabe.
whatever money they give me, I'm gonna bring it back to you, girl. Don't worry.
But you can't. You
No,
can't.
I
You
just wanna
can't
know-
jump to that conclusion.
No, I know. I'm just saying hypothetically. Like, all right, let's just say, let's make it.
Can
as-
I be very honest with you?
All right.
I would not let her go alone.
You will stop.
Yes.
I
But
wouldn't.
would
I'm
you-
be very honest with you.
yes,
I'll sit in the car outside and wait for her. I'm that type of chick. I'm ride or die. Like this,
No,
this
but you
is
know,
if this
these
person
guys,
is my
these
real
people in
friend.
power, right? And successful people, celebrities, most of the time they don't want to disclose their location, and they're gonna tell you, "Hope you're coming alone. Don't come with anybody,"
Wait.
and stuff
Yes,
like
and
that.
that's, I
Yeah,
think,
but-
and that's
And the
I think
girl
one of
would
But
want to
most-
respect that. She would want to respect that because she doesn't want to lose the
No,
attention.
but most smart. Okay, so you see, that's the difference. This is the same as I tell girls this all the time. A girl will brag, "Yeah, my boyfriend is so rich." Your boyfriend can be a billionaire, but what is he doing for you? what is he investing in you? If your boyfriend is a billionaire and all he's doing is taking you to fancy places and he hasn't given you a business, he hasn't educated you, I'm sorry, sweetie, you're not dating a millionaire or a billionaire. Because if you're, you know what I mean? Like, it's the same thing. So sometimes people get like, oh yeah, he has money, he's this, he's that. It doesn't mean you should hang around him. It doesn't mean nothing. You're going to hang out, let's say I'm going to hang out with Trump's son, and how am I benefiting from hanging out with Trump's son? That's what matters.
You're the one thinking that way, which is good, but not everybody thinks that
So
way.
that's why he said if my friend was in that position, that's why I'm saying the advice I would give my friend. If I can't come and sneak and stand and wait for you somewhere, then you shouldn't go.
We all made it.
Nobody
we
would
all
have
made a
thought something
great
bad was
point.
gonna
No,
happen.
we all made a great point with this discussion, and I hope, you know, like I said, the lady, please do what you have to do, because find justice for this lady.
Yes.
We have to go though, but
Can I
thank
say
you
one more
so
thing
much.
before we close?
Yes, one more thing before we go.
Choose your man wisely. We got T-Money. I lived in South
Acrown.
Africa for 3 years and you didn't
Charlie,
find me.
you know we got
Acrown.
hot eligible bachelors
And do your
over
research
here.
before you start
I'm not
meeting people in the
advertising myself,
hotel.
by
Yeah.
the
But
way.
I want to thank you so much for.
Charlie, can I say something though?
Yeah,
I know we gotta go, but let me just say something because
Yes.
you touched on a point. This goes to all the females. As you're saying, be careful who you're going to meet, because you got a lot of girls going to meet people that they think are rich,
Some don't even
people
come
that they
back
think
alive.
are in power, yes, and don't go. Like, it's always better to have a broke boyfriend that loves you than to run around with a rich man that can kill you or kidnap you.
And let us know what you think in the
Can I say-
comment.
can I say
Please
one
let us
thing?
know
Can I say-
what.
Oh, our guest wants to say one thing. Let me go. Just one more.
One more thing.
All
we have
right,
to
just
go.
it's like a piece of advice. If you're ever going to meet with someone, text your best friend where you're gonna meet them and where
Or
you're gonna
don't
be.
go. I say don't go.
Yeah.
And after
I
sending
mean-
that text, delete it. Because your phone is going to be dead too. You don't know what's going to happen to you.
All right, so let us know
You
in
might
the
get
comments.
killed.
Let us know in the comment. Thank you guys so much for chit-chatting with us. Thank you so much. I hope you come back again.
Yes,
All right.
yes, we
You
have
watching
Wait, invite me
MinaTV?
again?
This is
Yeah.
AfricanBlogsSay.
Thanks for watching, and if you liked this episode, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. See you next time.